on Julian. I mean, there was the slump. I also remember the broken wrist his freshman year. It hadn't exactly been like a straight line for him. What have you learned about Julian kind of through ups and downs? What kind of guy he is?
The kids kind of hit on it. He never loses his personality. I mean, his personality retains itself all the time. It does not matter. He said he's got such strong faith. You hear those words from certain people, but there's an automatic believability in everything that he says and everything he does. He just models. He's one of the most special kids we've ever had in this program. I'm not saying that because of the night, because of the emotion. It's only proper that on this day, which was the most painful day in Vanderbilt baseball history, that he would win the MVP. But his character is he's just a wonderful, wonderful kid. He makes everyone better. I sometimes feel like if I say anything in the classroom that's anywhere near off color, I look down and he's just shaking his head like, oh, coach. I almost feel like I'm talking to my dad sometimes with him. He's just that older presence and soul that makes everyone feel special.
Tim, to be able to cover 22 2/3 innings out of 27 with your starters, how big is that over the course of time?
It was. I mean, you come into a tournament like this, and if your starters can grab the volume of the innings, that it sets you up pretty well. And it sets you up if you had to play 4 or 5 games. We just got the 3, which we were fortunate, but a lot of that had to do with the pitching. They set the tone. That guy on the mound sets the tone for any type of feel inside the game, and Mason did that again tonight. I mean, you notice if Mason misfires a few times because he's so consistent to the zone, but I thought he was outstanding tonight. Stopped a very good team.
Tim, there's been a lot of talk about the strength of this lineup 1 through 9. This weekend from Julian kind of proved the idea that what this lineup can bring to a weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I don't use the word bottom because I just think that we talked about it last night too. They're just in positions to start the game, and the fact that Julian was hitting in the 4 and 5 hole for us his freshman year, and because he's hitting the 9 doesn't make it any less significant. He's just there because it balances out our lineup. And as a coach, when you're standing at third base, there's a comfort level every time someone gets to the plate. I felt very good when Doobie got to the plate against that lefty. Doobie's handled lefties very well. But then just to get that type of production, really when, they contained Marty and Blade most of the weekend for the most part. And we got a lot of production in that 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 hole spot. And I think the kids know that. They feel good about everyone inside the lineup.
Tim, walk us through the decision that you made and how you arrived at knowing Mason was the guy to start.
Yeah, Raves tweaked his back a little bit during the course of the week, so it just made sense to go forward with Mason. We threw him in the bullpen yesterday just to see how he was feeling. He was feeling good, but it would have been better if we moved Raves to tomorrow, to Monday. But he's fine.
When you get in a game like this and teams are switching pitchers and breaking your rhythm and guys you don't have scouting reports on, and a couple of tough innings can easily turn into 3, 4, and 5, that can get in a team's head at this point in postseason play. How did you guys snap out of that?
We've faced those consequences throughout the year, and I think Mike does a nice job of communicating inside the dugout with the kids in terms of balancing the approach and what to stay on, and continuing to let them know don't get split. Just don't get split when you get to the plate. Beyond pitches, and don't let one pitch move your mind. And I think the experience of the group matched with Mike's communication throughout, and just their confidence. There's good believability. There's contained believability in what they can do and what they can't do.
Tim talked about Ty stepping to the plate in that moment. Just your thoughts of him being the one in particular to step up and take advantage of guys that are on base.
He doesn't take pitches off. He just doesn't take a pitch off. He's on every pitch. I mean, you can like, if an umpire calls a strike, it's like he looks at the umpire like, you know, that wasn't a strike. But you appreciate a guy that is so invested in every pitch when he gets to play, because you see so many hitters throw pitches away. He doesn't throw pitches away. If you strike him out, you really have to work at it. He started slow at the beginning of the year, but we knew he was a good hitter. And he's developed into a nice little catcher too. He's a good baseball player.
Back on Hickman Ravy, the injury, you said caused that, but that looked like a pretty good 1, 2, 3. Is that, looking ahead to the Super, is that just a decision you can put off till next weekend, what you would do with the third guy if you needed to?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think, you know, we know we're gonna play Duke. We've got a little bit of, you know, background with them, but not enough. This is a different Duke team, this is a different Vanderbilt team. But yeah, I think in terms of what we're gonna do, we just have to kind of watch it first and then make a decision when we get to that point.
Tim, I've not seen a lot of you guys this season, but when Zach came in, it looked like there were a lot of 97s and 98s up there on the board. Has that been pretty typical for him over the course of the season?
Zach Kane?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's got a good arm. And he can leverage the strike zone with velocity. Yeah, he's got a good arm. And you know, Zach, we've depended on for 3 years. This is the most used relief pitcher in our program. But he continues to improve. He's got a very good arm. His breaking ball was pretty good tonight too.
Tim, you set the program record for home runs this season, but you don't have a lineup of guys just bombing away out there. Would you have expected this bunch to put up those kind of home run numbers?
Not really. I think, you know, you got one guy that has got a decent amount, obviously. But, you know, his surrounding pieces are, you know, Julian, I don't know where he stands now. He's second or third, I don't know. But you're getting that out of the 9-hole, and then you've got good balance throughout. I guess not, David. I don't know if I would have guessed that we would have hit those home runs, but you know, sometimes when you're older, you get that type of production, and when you're not trying to hit them too. Sometimes youth can really screw you up in that regard because you're trying to get too much and you're trying to recruit power. And I think that the good thing about some of these guys, they're not trying to recruit the power; they're just trying to get to the middle of the ball.
Tim, I know you guys do a tremendous job of staying focused, but was it a relief to get this out of the way and move on tonight with the draft coming tomorrow?
Yeah, that's a tough subject, Chris. Holy cow. It is. It just comes at such a bizarre time. I mean, to think that it doesn't get in between the ears of a young man, yeah, I'm not gonna say too much that way because there's some frustration on that one. But yes, answer your question. I should have just said yes and shut up.
Tim, asking this question with Julian in mind, but how elusive is confidence when it comes to hitting a baseball, which is already very difficult, and I guess how much does his journey embody that, you know, the ups and the downs of being a hitter at this level?
Yeah, I think there's times where you probably think, did I ever play this game? You know, I forgot how to play the game. I think people go through those periods where they wonder if they're ever going to get it back again. And this is just a very difficult game to stay centered with. And you know, the crowd's reactions to Julian are the reactions of people that want that moment for him so bad, just based on what happened last year, because they know what type of person he is, and they were pained to see him go through that. And everyone that is a part of Julian on the team, including the staff, was pained to see him go through that, because it's almost like you feel like he's too good a kid for that. You know, he doesn't deserve that. But you know, the game of baseball, it doesn't. You know, it goes after anyone. And in order for you to regain balance again, you just have to be a strong-minded person. I'm sure he's learned so many life lessons from this experience, but he's just such a balanced individual. It's just great to see the game come back around to him because he deserves it.
One last question for Zers.
Tim, there's now 3 straight regional championships you guys have. I mean, it's obviously hard to do, and especially you get to this point, all these teams have great players and stuff. What's been the secret sauce for you guys? Clearly, you have guys who have been there and helped all these years along the way. But what's been the key?
You know, I've always felt like when we get past the last day of school, I always feel like we've got a surge of momentum. And I've always felt that way. I always feel like we play well at the end of the year. I always feel like it doesn't matter where we are at the end of the year, we're gonna go on a run. And I think they do too. I think they're able to, and teams in the past year have been very good about containing moments and not looking ahead and not looking back and just staying very intentful on what's going on. And that sometimes can be chased because it's hard for an 18, 19, 20-year-old kid to do, but I think our teams have done a nice job of that. But this year, it's just, they've been knocking on the door for a while. To win at Clemson twice was a very difficult thing to do. Then we chased the Oregon State team that I think in a lot of different ways, Oregon State was an outstanding team. I think, I look at our team and I go, there's some similarities with that Oregon State team and what we've got right now. But at the same time, you just have to, like we did last week when we removed the regular season, we removed the tournament, and then we got the regional, we removed that, and then we have to move on. We have to continue to keep getting better, and I think that's the thing I remind them all the time, is we have to get better if we're going to, play deep into the season.
Coach, thank you very much. Well, that just